today, we're going to paint this for spring and summer. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this paint job. It's great, it's cool. But I want to put in some lighter greens. This is gloss, we're going to talk about that. And just do something, you know, a little more spring and summery. The optic isn't painted to match. It went on later. I wasn't ever really going to mess with it. It's a Unity mount, so I was like, I don't want to paint that. What if I want to sell it? I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to keep it. Stop selling your guns. Keep them. So anyway, yeah, so we're going to hit this for spring, summer. If you watched the first How to Paint Your Rifle the Cool Guy Way, I think that's what the title was, this is actually the same gun. We'll do a quick rundown real fast. This is actually the same gun, mostly. It's the same lower, same upper, that's it. Put a 16-inch Roscoe barrel in here, BCM handguard. It is currently wearing a Yankee Hill QD muzzle device, which is going to get changed out for a Kimo muzzle device just because. Got the first focal plane, primary arms, you know, 1 to 6 in there on the Unity mount. It's good. I'm not super experienced on LPVOs, but you know, trying to get used to it. And this mount is a 193, if you can. So anyway, yeah. Let's get to it. So we're gonna start with some stencils. Now, first of all, this has a base coat of paint that we're going to utilize. Now, what we're gonna do is stencils, do a coat, stencils, do a coat, and then that'll probably be it. But you know what, we're gonna play it by ear. So I'm just gonna, this is not my favorite way, but it's actually pretty good. And this actually worked out really well for me this time. These stencils are cut on removable vinyl that I bought at Hobby Lobby. Now, the removable vinyl is pretty good for the big flat surfaces. When you start going around stuff, it gets tricky, you know what I mean? And it's not as good as just using straight up regular vinyl, you know what I mean? But I'm using this removable vinyl because I've got it, and you know, it is what it is. I'll probably do a video later using actual over here cut stencils, you know what I mean? And you know, we'll talk about that when that day comes. But anyway, we're just gonna do some of these around and build from there. So yeah, I'm gonna put a couple more of these on here, and then we'll go from there. Alright, bear with me on any background noise. The dog is gonna bark the whole time. Bo, stop. Now, I didn't put a ton of stencils on here because everywhere there's a stencil, this dark color is gonna stay. See, I only put literally like 8 couple on this side. So, hey, back up, buddy. We're painting. Back up, back up. Back up. You can see, what color is this?
Green.
Green, that's right. Now, this is Spring Green from Rust-Oleum. This is paint and primer. This is gloss. Now, typically, you know, you don't want to, everybody's like, oh, you don't want to use gloss paint on your gun, right? And that's, you know, honestly true. But here's what we're going to do. Number one, we're not going to leave a ton of this on. That is green. Get some of the mag. We're not going to put a ton of this gloss paint on here. And we're going to layer it with some of this dark. And that's right. And we're going to hit it with a matte clear coat at the end. So that'll help a lot too. Now, I'm going to let this, you see I only did that much. Now, what we're going to do when we go back is drop some stencils on, more stencils on here, which, you know what, let's just give it a touch more. Put a little bit on the stock right there. Here, back up, your toes are going to be green, back up. Just hit a little stripe on the stock right there, and a little bit right there, we'll call that good. Now, I've got some army green that we're going to go in with also. But now, when we lay the stencils on top of where we just did this green, that green will stay, right? So you got to kind of work backwards. But you can see, I don't know, let's see here. This is where the technique comes in, okay? See, like here, where it goes light and then super dark like that. Same thing over here. We're gonna put a stencil over that transition space, right? And then hit it with the next color. And that'll give us this cool, like, kind of ghost effect. So we're gonna see how that goes. Anyway, that's that. All right, so we've got the very bright green on here, which I am really digging. And now we're gonna put a couple more stencils on here, and they will be green. Now, wherever you put these are gonna be your, you know, light green or whatever. You can absolutely overlap some stuff if you want to. And that'll give you a cool effect. Just, you know, again, play with it, have a good time, man. Just fucking around. We're still doing this for the sake of camouflaging the gun, breaking up outlines and stuff. That's still the main goal. What are you doing?
Can I watch you?
If you can back up and don't put your face on the camera.
Can I be in there?
Yeah. Okay. All right, you don't have to get that close. You know what? I'm gonna move that one. All right, that's enough. Okay. All right, so it's getting dark out here. This is probably gonna look ridiculous with the lights and shit, but we're doing it. Anyway, oh, by the way, on the last video right here recently, a guy by the name of R&SRC, I believe, said that I was in fact not painting my rifle the cool guy way because I had gloves on. So fuck you, buddy, or whatever it is. Son of a bitch. I don't have a fucking head on this. Anyway, I'm about to go put a spray nozzle on this and go over this with the army green, and then we may fuck around and put a couple of more on here and hit it with one more color. I don't know, something, you know what I mean? We'll figure it out. But anyway, we'll go from there, and we will do the rest of this on the couch where it's light inside. All right, so this is what we got. I am going to pull all of these stencils off. Let's see here. So, got a couple layers of stencils and got some color going. Now, I didn't go super thick or, you know, heavy all over because this gun was already painted, so it's gonna have some already. I mainly wanted to get some of that bright green in there, that like grass color green. Yeah, we'll see how it looks when we pull these stencils off. Alright, so I am really happy with how this turned out. I think this looks effing cool. And I absolutely dig it. I think that looks great. Now I'm trying to see. Alright, so here you can see where you get the good solid hard line. If you base coat your whole gun one color and then put stencils on and then do the whole thing another color and keep doing that, you'll get that. But you see how, I'm trying to see if I stand far enough. I don't know how well this comes across on camera, but like this piece here, see there's hard lines, but then there's that smoky thing. That's from where you did two stripes of a color and then put the stencil on where it overlaps both of those. Like we've got one kind of here. Again, I don't know how that comes off on camera. Let me see if I can shadow that or something. I might even try to take a picture and roll in some B-roll. But yeah, like like this. You know what I mean? I like that. You know what I mean? I think that looks cool as crap. This magazine had previously been painted, and I used some net, put a stencil over that. You know, cool. Get a little net thing going on. But yeah, man, I dig it. I'm happy with it. When I peeled the stencils off, some of the paint, if I didn't let it sit for a long time, kind of peeled with it. Some of that, you know what I mean, kind of peeled a little bit, but I dig it. So anyway, yeah, that's the finished deal right there, and I am very pleased. I find it aesthetically pleasing. I think the colors are going to do, you know, what I want them to do. I mean, they're going to break up the outline of a gun, you know what I mean, which is the goal. But yeah, I think having those kind of brighter greens. Also, I mentioned earlier I was going to hit it with a matte clear coat. I'm going to wait because I don't know if it's really going to make that big of a difference. Also, we all like to use the ultra flat, you know, camo, non-reflective and all that kind of stuff. But I have a theory, right? In nature, some shit's kind of shiny. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how shiny it is, how much different it is. Don't know if it makes that much of a difference in, you know, real life, but who knows, man. But, you know, for experiment's sake, I'm going to leave it alone and, you know, see how it looks in the sunlight and from a distance and stuff like that and, you know, see what the deal is. But, yeah, I am super happy with it. Yeah, so paint your gun, man. Have fun. It's cool as hell. If you don't like it, you can get some goo going. Rub that shit clean off, man. No big deal. Well, I'm not gonna say it's not a big deal. It'll take you a minute, but you can do it. And you can just paint it again. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's pretty much that. I don't think I had anything. Oh, whew. Let me tell you one huge pro tip, and you will, if you stayed this long to the end of the video. Number one, thank you. Number two, you're going to be the one to get this knowledge. When you go buy your painter's tape to tape off your optics, flashlights, muzzle devices, all your stuff, okay? Buy the expensive ass nice painter's tape, okay? Buy the fucking good painter's tape. I started filming a video a couple of weeks ago painting another rifle, and it went horrible. Looks like garbage. But I ended up fixing it. We're going to talk about that in another video, probably. I don't know. But I ended up having to go get this tape like halfway through that whole process because the random roll of painter's tape that I had was trash. I mean, horrible. So make sure you've got good painter's tape. Don't skimp on that. Okay, if you're going to skimp on anything, don't skimp on your painter's tape. You're already cutting up your own stencils. You know what I mean? You're doing it pretty cheap. So just buy good painter's tape, for God's sakes. But anyway, that's pretty much that, man. So thanks for watching. You know, I'm going to be doing more of these. I've got something coming up with this. So if you enjoy painting rifles and watching people paint rifles as much as I do, stay tuned because this deal is going to be something fun. So anyway, thanks again.